Greetings guys, gals, non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video in temporary location number 1 with my fantastic yellow lights because London is dark and I couldn't bring my lights with me when I temporarily moved into my auntie's house. So, hi, welcome. Today's video, we're going to be going over Reddit that people have been asking me to do for like pretty much since I started this channel and I've never done before, and that is r/insaneparents. I get requested this like all the time, but yeah, like I said, I haven't done it before. I don't know why. I just kind of haven't. Because I guess it riles me up in a very different way. As someone with like childhood trauma, it just kind of So that's what we're going to be doing today. It's not funny. I don't know why I'm laughing. But, you know, I am. So, it's a coping mechanism, right? Yeah, that's what it is. These earrings are so heavy. These are real paints, by the way. I didn't wear earrings at all in my last video because I forgot. Sue me. So today I'm making up for it by wearing these ridiculously heavy and very practical earrings. Anyway, let's get into it, shall we? This is Javier, and he was surrendered today because his kid would not do his homework. Javier is a big friendly guy who is already microchipped and neutered. Bro, that's freaking, oh my god, what on earth? You gave up your family dog because your kid didn't do their homework. Am I reading that correctly? Your kid didn't do their homework, so you gave up your family dog? Not only is that just like absolutely awful, that's awful in so many ways. Like, it's manipulative and cruel to your child. Like, holy shit, bro. Don't do that to your child. And it's also ridiculously cruel to the poor dog who, you know, had a home and a family, and for you to just be able to toss that out as a punishment for your child, you shouldn't be allowed pets or children. I'm sorry. That's disgusting of you. That's so awful. That's so cruel on so many different levels. You've permanently scarred and traumatized both a child and a dog. Shouldn't have to say that. Don't get pets if you don't actually love them, and don't have kids if you're not actually gonna love them and like discipline them properly. This is a text to their mother. Look at how bolder I am. I bought boba metal straws. I can't believe you. I hope they haven't influenced your faith in Jesus. What does this have to do with my faith? You're changing towards the left. How? I am just trying to save the sea turtles. It's so funny when they like out themselves as literally not caring about the planet at all. They're like, you're trying to save the planet. I'm sorry, you're against climate change? You want to reduce your plastic? That's some leftist agenda bullshit if I've ever had it. You want to have a future on Earth with like life? That's disgusting of you. How dare you fall into the left's trap? Are you a socialist now? Are you gonna turn lesbian and dye your hair green? You want to save the turtles? Is that code for you want to eat pussy? I think that it might be. And that's some leftist agenda bullshit if I've ever heard it. Disgusting. The planet is freaking dying. There is so much plastic in the ocean. We learned about this in like year 1 at school. We learned about like deforestation and like birds eating plastic and the plastic like island that exists. Started learning about that as soon as school started. This has nothing to do with politics or your political viewpoint. This is just something that we all need to know and work on. If you think that that's a leftist agenda, that sounds like a you problem. And that sounds like you pretty much outing the right as being just absolutely disgusting people who don't give a fuck about anyone or anything other than their own personal gain and income because they're gonna die before the future exists and they don't really care about anyone else. So I'm glad that you are, you know, open and accepting about who you're voting for and the things that you believe in, and maybe chill, man. Your kid just is using a metal straw. Like, using a metal straw, no longer believe in Jesus. That's the gateway. The gateway. Metal straws are the gateway to Satanism. Imagine coming home with your report card and your parents do a react video. Reacting to Oliver's report card. Bro! Family channels should not exist. They should not exist. They just really, like, they're so fucked up. The poor children are just like existing. They're too young to consent. They're too young to know what's going on, and their entire lives are like put on the internet for other people's entertainment, and it's so gross. What is it for? Why do so many people watch them? It's so fucked up to exploit your child like that, man. Especially shit like this. Like, that's traumatizing. These poor kids. It's awful. Like, we already know how bad it is for like child actors and the labor that they're put into. But at least there's regulations for that now, right? Like, where you can only be on set for a certain number of hours per day. It's still not great, obviously, by any means, but there's no laws or regulations at all around family channels. And there are children being worked like 24/7, and it's not like acting. It is their real, actual lives that they're being like fed and being told to like act in certain ways, and they're being manipulated and having to do all this weird and gross shit for other people's entertainment. And I don't know how people find entertainment in it because it's so messed up. And these poor freaking kids, man, these poor kids. Some people shouldn't be parents. Some people need to not have kids. It's fucked, man. It's absolutely fucked. You shouldn't be able to monetize your children. Can we please just like get rid of family channels? We need to like do a big purge of family channels. They shouldn't exist. They really shouldn't. Get rid of them. Get rid of them all. The reason I preach #Christianity. My daughters represent the right. Taylor Swift's vagina represents the left. This is vile. Absolutely vile. I remember this going around on Facebook like years ago, but it seems to have come back up again recently because I've seen this a couple times. And my God, there are so many things wrong with this. I could talk about this one post for like 3 hours. Let's go bit by bit, shall we? Firstly, not how vulvas work at all. Like, not at all. Everyone just has a different vulva. Some people have like larger flaps than other people. Like they're all different. They're all valid, and the amount of sex you have has nothing to do with the way that it looks. And that takes me to the next point of, firstly, Taylor Swift has not had very many boyfriends. She hasn't had very many partners. There's been like, 5 or 6? That is not very many. She is like 32. She's had like 6 public boyfriends. That is not very many, like at all. You've probably had more than that. The average amount of partners a person has is like 7. Like, bro, that's not very many. And even if it was a lot, the amount of partners you have doesn't equate to the amount of sex you have. All of these could have been sexless relationships for all you know. Or they could have been less sex in total with all these men than there is in some monogamous relationships. You don't know. I don't understand how sex with lots of different people is any different to lots of sex with one person. That doesn't affect your body. Well, it doesn't affect your body at all. But like, hypothetically, if it did do something to the way your vulva or your vagina looked, like, surely it wouldn't make a difference if it was lots of people versus one person. You're still having the same amount of sex. So like, the logic is very, very flawed. Don't think you thought it through. Obviously, none of it is real. It's all a bunch of bullshit. You just like to slut shame women, especially Taylor Swift for some fucking reason. I don't know why she became a major victim of slut shaming. Ridiculous, unfair, disgusting. Like, Taylor Swift, I could talk about Taylor Swift forever. The shit that happened with her was so fucked up. It was so disgusting. It was so awful. And also, in another note to do with this, just to bring it back to the topic of the subreddit, why the fuck are you talking about your daughter's vulva? That's so weird. Why are you talking about your daughters like this? That's disgusting of you. That's so creepy and gross and so weird. Don't do that. Don't do that. Why are you thinking about what your daughter's vulvas look like? That's fucking weird, man. That's fucked up. It's really fucked up. I don't like telling people how to parent their kids, but like, you're not doing a good job. Basically, what I'm saying is that I would be a better parent than you, and I don't think I would be the best parent. Having a child sounds like, no, way too much stress. I can't even look after myself, but I know what you should do, and you shouldn't do that. Parenting tip 101, don't sexualize and slut shame your children. Kid makes a valid argument. Adults, is this disrespect? Oh, bro, the truth this post holds. Oh my God. I won't go into much detail because I get really anxious about talking about my own personal life in terms of like my childhood and trauma and shit. I've had some shit happen in which I've been threatened to be kicked out multiple times for having a like moral disagreement with something. If I disagree with something, the response shouldn't be, get out of my house, I don't want to see you again. That's not how you should respond to someone having a differing opinion. Oh my god. I don't know why this is so many parents' response. I don't know if they're all as extreme as the response that I got sometimes, but like having a differing opinion from a parent should not lead to you feeling like shamed and unaccepted and like wrong. You can have a valid point. A lot of the shit our parents think it's like slightly not very morally good. They say some like racist or homophobic, transphobic shit that they don't like realize they're doing, and then when you point it out, they feel attacked. And they're like, how dare you attack me? I will just never speak to you ever again then. The disrespect. I'm from a different time. You can't tell me how to talk. It's not a problem because I'm from a different time. Shut up. Okay? Just shh. Just shut up. Yeah? That's all you have to do. Just like accept that you can be wrong and I can be right, because I'm also an adult. And also like specifically myself, I don't know. And personally, my job is like talking about this shit and learning about this shit. And so if I say something, I tend to kind of know what I'm talking about more than you. Like maybe just let me have a differing opinion and accept maybe you can be wrong. Maybe the response should be, I understand your point of view. I get where you're coming from. I'll try to think of it like that instead of, how dare you attack me? Get out. You know? Just a thought. Any parents out there, that's my input, is listen to your kids, empathize with them, and understand what they're saying and telling you, and realize that they might be right sometimes, and you're not always right. Mother knows best, but not really. My mom has put an onion in the corner of every room in the house because WhatsApp advised her to. This is the peak of the WhatsApp mother's cult. I am unable to can LMAO. I want to know why. What did the WhatsApp group say that like made her think that this was a good idea? Like, what was it? What did it say? What is the purpose of putting an onion in every corner of the house? What does it do? What's it function? I want to know. What's the secret? What am I missing out on? Did it work? Why are you putting onions in the corner of every room? Does anyone know? I didn't Google this. I'm gonna Google this right now. My back hurts. Oh my god. I remember why I stopped filming sitting on the ground. She placed an onion in every room of the house in a desperate attempt to ward off coronavirus. So she put an onion in the corner of every room to ward off COVID, because that's definitely how it works. You should believe everything you read in a WhatsApp group. You are correct. That is where you should get all of your information from. Not anywhere else. No. Only a WhatsApp group can tell you all the information that you need. I want to know where they got it from. Kids have a right to privacy. They aren't property. Ha ha ha. Yes, they are. And if they want privacy, they can move out. Newsflash, kids are people. They're not property. They're human beings. They might be, small ones or young ones, but they're still human beings. And not all kids can move out because, one, the economy is shit. No one can afford to move out. And two, they're freaking kids. They can't just move out. That's not how it works. You can't just move out, especially if you're a child. We all deserve privacy. If you want an open and honest relationship with your child, the best thing to do is give them privacy, and then they're more likely to openly share things with you, and you're going to have a better relationship. That's why I've seen parents taking their kids doors and shit. That's fucked, man. That's fucked. Let your kid have privacy. They are a human being. They deserve privacy and, the right to just exist and be a person and have a life. Their life isn't yours. It is their own, and they deserve to make decisions for themselves. Granted, they're safe ones, and they also, are allowed to have privacy and things. I always had that rule, growing up, of my mom would never ever come into my room without asking. She would never go through my phone or emails or anything like that. She doesn't even watch my videos because she knows that it's my safe place and she doesn't want to intrude or make me feel uncomfortable. So my mom doesn't watch my videos because she feels like she's like crossing a boundary. Except for specific videos, she'll ask sometimes, she's like, are there any videos that you want me to watch? And I can watch them. Are there any that are okay to watch? She always asks before she watches my videos, which is very lovely. She's always respected boundaries, and I feel like a lot of parents don't do that, even though they really need to. And don't get me wrong, there are instances in which boundaries were not always respected. Privacy is important for a healthy relationship. And children deserve to be treated as people because they are people. Please treat your children as people. They aren't objects. They aren't property. You don't own them. You can't control them. They are human people and they need to learn how to live on their own because one day they are going to have to. And controlling them and making them feel unsafe in their own home is helping literally no one. Stop being selfish. Stop treating your child like you own them because you do not. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Stepdad 65 rage texting after I, 42, tried to set some boundaries. So he sent a Jesse Waters video. Please stop sending this stuff. Okay, go to sleep. You be don't know shit liberal. I want nothing to do with you. Get it? End of conversation. Maybe you will grow up. You can't even have a conversation. One-minded. You're right, I'm wrong. I'm sorry, who can't have a conversation? Who needs to grow up? I'm sorry. Please don't send me this shit. It's ridiculous and I don't like it. Oh, one-minded, can't even have a conversation. Fuck you, never talk to me ever again. Bro, take a deep breath. You are 65. This person is 40 freaking 2. Grow up. Get over it. She just said not to send her that shit or talk to her about it because she doesn't agree with it. And you clearly don't agree with her either. So, yeah. She clearly didn't want the conversation because you weren't gonna listen. You were just gonna yell at her and say that you were right and she's wrong. So mayhaps you were a little bit in the wrong here, my guy. Just maybe a little bit, is in my opinion. You were lashing out a little bit because you know that you're wrong and you don't want to be told that you're wrong. You just want to yell at someone who disagrees with you. It's quite funny, honestly. People need to just like fucking, oh my god. Anyway, I think this is going to be the end of the video. These videos have been a little bit shorter. Life is really busy at the moment, but you know, I'm working on getting on top of it. I've been saying that for a long time, but these next few months are going to be really busy. I really appreciate you sticking around. I really appreciate all of your support. I hope that you are still enjoying these videos. Please let me know what you would like to see from me next. I do also have a second channel, if you aren't aware, which you can go subscribe to, where I do some like extra, more fun, different style videos. And I also have a Patreon now if you want even more like bonus content. There are some tiers where you get like, I'll be doing like travel vlogs when I go back to New Zealand, and just a whole bunch of extra content, as well as like you get access to like a private Instagram and things like that. So if you are interested in joining that, then you can go check that out at patreon.com/savvycat. Speaking of, a massive thank you to my Kiwi Fruit and Kiwi Bird channel members, as well as my patrons from Sprout upwards, with an extra special thank you to Sparrow, Bobby, and Talusk. I really appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for becoming Kiwi Cat members. I hope that you are enjoying the extra content. Thank you so much for your support. It genuinely means so much to me. Thank you everyone for coming along. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, The Kiwi Kiwi, and Twitter, That Kiwi Kiwi. Subscribe to my second channel for a cookie. Everyone loves cookies. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah.